Hi, I'm John Davis, and this is Motor Week. Join us for Ford's long-awaited return to compact trucks, the Maverick. Pat Goss on how to buy that classic car dream. Stephanie Hart on a not-so-secret mission through 007's car collection. Then we'll take a load off in the Genesis G70. So come drive with us, next.
Motor Week, television's original automotive magazine, brought to you by...
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has helped people tackle mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial fields. From our original 4 core products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, Lucas Oil has developed over 400 custom products to help both professionals and do-it-yourselfers. To learn more, visit lucasoil.com. Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive.
You're shopping for tires online and you have questions.
I do.
We're TireRack.com and we have answers and tools to help.
Like our tire decision guide. It's, take a look.
TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
We were glad to see Ford bring the Ranger pickup back, but in order to stay up with the established crop of midsize pickups, it had to be much bigger and more capable than the compact Ranger we knew and loved. Fortunately, Ford still saw an opening for a smaller pickup, one much closer in size to that original Ranger. But this time they're calling it Maverick. If you've heard or read anything about the 2022 Ford Maverick compact pickup, you know it's based on Ford's Escape crossover platform, which means no full frame underneath, much like Honda's Ridgeline. This may instantly rustle the feathers of the hardcore truck crowd, but we decided to keep an open mind as we headed to the national press launch in Tennessee. And in order to start checking things off the truck must-do list, we ventured off-road to some steep, rutty hills, as well as a few high-speed, bumpy sections of the trail. The Maverick with optional all-wheel drive handled both with ease. An available FX4 package adds monotube dampers, underbody protection, all-terrain tires, and additional mud, rut, and sand drive modes to go along with hill descent control. And while the typical truck is anything but fuel stingy, the Maverick is something of a game changer as the first pickup truck with full hybrid power standard. That means entry-level XL trim. It's 2.5-liter i4 based with 191 horsepower and 42 mpgs in the city. It is front-wheel drive only, however. If you want all-wheel drive, you'll have to step up to the optional 2-liter i4 EcoBoost engine, at least for now. Output is 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque with a perfectly matched 8-speed automatic transmission. All Mavericks are roomy 4-door crew cabs and all have 8-inch touchscreen infotainment with plenty of big manual controls. Front seats are quite comfortable and there's plenty of room in the utilitarian cabin for folks both large and small. Active X seating materials are unique and appear highly durable. The rear seating area is cozier but still quite comfy with decent legroom. And the seat bottom flips up to reveal sizable storage areas. While hardly F-Series menacing, the Maverick does have real truck style, especially the base XL with its standard 17-inch steel wheels. Smooth body panels with a lack of any sizable gaps between them gives it an almost injection molded look. As to overall size outside, the Maverick is 3.2 inches shorter than the longest classic Ranger, while 11.1 inches shorter and 4.6 inches lower than the current Ranger. But that real back seat means a cargo bed that is only 4.5 feet long. Still, lots of integrated features make it as useful as possible. Max towing of 4,000 pounds is by way of the EcoBoost with an optional 4K towing package. That's a lot of weight to pull with a four-banger, and it definitely works hard at highway speeds. We had quite a bit of towing time with the standard hybrid also. It felt plenty powerful enough to tow its max of 2,000 pounds, and its eCVT means no harsh gear changes, plus some aggressive regen braking in tow mode kept things well controlled on long downhill grades. It was long amounts of flat pavement that we searched out next back home at Mason-Dixon Dragway. Even with EcoBoost power, our all-wheel drive Maverick Lariat was a little sluggish off the line, but wakens up nicely once the tach gets north of 4,200 RPM and scoots to 60 in 6.2 seconds. It's extremely quiet in the cabin, and transmission shifts are very smooth, making for a pleasant 14.8-second trip through the quarter mile, ending in 93 miles per hour. The Escape is quite a capable handler for its segment, so no surprise the Maverick equated itself reasonably well in our handling course, feeling light on its feet and more like a sporty SUV than a truck. Government fuel economy ratings are 42 city, 33 highway, and 37 combined for the hybrid, 23 city, 30 highway, and 26 combined for the EcoBoost. Our 26.1 miles per gallon average of regular was right on the money. The major reason Maverick exists is to give buyers a more affordable option for their light-duty truck needs, and Ford has delivered, undercutting even the EcoSport crossover as their new entry-level model. A base XL hybrid starts at just $21,490, XLT at $23,775, and Lariat at $26,985. $1,085 more for the 2-liter EcoBoost, $3,305 if you combine it with all-wheel drive. We've been saying for years that we really need some smaller, more affordable pickup trucks, perfect for homeowners to get weekend projects and adventures done while being fun, frugal, and easy to park for the rest of the week. The 2022 Ford Maverick is without a doubt the right truck at the right time, which is exactly what you'd expect from the brand that's been the pickup truck leader for more than 40 years. The original vehicles, driven by the world's most famous secret agent, 007, are now on display at the world-renowned Peterson Automotive Museum in LA. It's the largest official exhibit in the U.S., celebrating 60 years of Bond, James Bond cars. Our FYI reporter Stephanie Hart shows us around.
A lot of you probably recognize this 1964 Aston Martin DB5. It's been in the most Bond films, 5 of them, and it's in the latest movie, No Time to Die. It's in that opening scene with Daniel Craig. This is the first time the DB5 and 29 other modes of transportation featured in the 007 films have been together in one exhibit in the United States. It's a full chronology of Bond. Does this one look familiar? It's what's left of the Aston Martin DBS from Casino Royale.
In the scene where he's going down the road at night, and Vesper is on the road, and he quickly swerves out of the way. The car rolls 7 times. It was never intended to roll that many times, and they unintentionally broke a Guinness Book of World Record in that stunt.
Honestly, for rolling that many times, the car is in great condition. The film On Her Majesty's Secret Service is showing right here. The 1969 Mercury Cougar used in that film is right here in the exhibit. In the film, James Bond's wife drove this vehicle most of the time. She showed off her driving skills, ending up in the middle of a stock car race on a frozen track.
I think it was a completely new atmosphere for Bond. And so it kind of just helped develop that car was much more capable. The XR7 Cougar was just a cool car, 7-liter engine, extremely powerful, American car featured in British film.
Some say a car is nothing without the story behind it, and the 007 film certainly helped develop that story.
This is the 1977 Lotus Esprit Series 1 from The Spy Who Loved Me. This was driven by Roger Moore, and it's a Bond vehicle that was land and sea. So there's a really famous scene where this car is being chased in Sardinia, and it goes from basically a mountain road into the ocean and turns into a submarine.
This Aston Martin Vanquish was used in Die Another Day. As you may remember, it has tiny cameras all over it that makes it nearly invisible. It also has weapons and tracking devices that are very crucial during that very scary chase scene across ice.
James Bond's characters are really developed by the technology and the gadgets that he uses, and the cars are typically a large part of that. You know, they're not just a car, they're a tool of his to, you know, fight the bad guys.
A cool concept that has connected and captivated every generation for 60 years. Anything that really surprised you about this exhibit?
I expected to see the vehicles. I didn't expect to see the curation. I love the videos. I love the photography. There's some phenomenal shots here. Seeing a lot of the aircraft and seeing some of the submarines and stuff, you know, it really brought home a little bit of Hollywood.
Surrounded by all these incredible 007 cars for most of the day, I had the urge to get in the driver's seat and take them out for a spin. Since that's not in the cards for me, binge watching all the Bond movies may just satisfy my need for speed for now.
We've all had the itch to buy a classic car at one time or another. This week, Pat's dropping the knowledge to do it down at Goss's garage.
So you're thinking about buying a classic or collectible automobile, and you're not quite sure what to look for when you're looking at these vehicles. What should you do? Well, you should have the car appraised, and we have a certified appraiser, Mr. Jack Anderson, here with us today. Jack, welcome to Goss's Garage.
Hi, Pat, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, now, tell me a little bit about what it is that you do.
Well, I am available to appraise collector vehicles either to protect that owner's financial investment in it, or in the case of someone that's looking to purchase a collector vehicle, to do a pre-purchase inspection and appraisal to make sure that they're fully informed before they spend their hard-earned money on that car or truck.
All right, now, you used the word financial protection here. Explain that a little bit more.
Well, when you're making an investment in a vehicle like this 55 Chevrolet, you want to make sure that if something happens to it, you will at least be paid for what that vehicle is worth in the marketplace. And that's one of the primary reasons that individuals do hire people like me to perform these appraisals, to make sure they have adequate insurance coverage for them.
Okay, now I also suspect that you're looking for things that might not be obvious to the layperson.
Exactly. One of the things as an appraiser is that you're approaching each vehicle objectively, and you're looking for basically the quality of the work that has been done and any work that might not really pass muster, that would be of a questionable nature. So all of that information gets shared with the client so they can make an informed decision.
So in other words, the old street sign on the floorboard doesn't work.
No, it would not. In fact, that would be a demerit, if you will, when it comes to not only the condition, but of a value of a car like this one.
Okay, now, if you had one single thing that you would advise people about as far as appraising is concerned, what would it be?
Make sure you hire an individual with the appropriate qualifications and experience to do this work. That person may have worked restoring or repairing cars. Perhaps he or she has been a judge in nationally competitive points shows. But those people who study and are prepared will be able to provide the service you would need when you're looking to either protect your investment or possibly purchase one of these collector cars.
So they have to know the car that they're appraising?
Absolutely. And before they go out to take a look at that vehicle, they're learning as much as they can about it that they can then apply at the scene.
Jack, thank you so much. And if you have a question or a comment, drop me a line right here at Motor Week.
We've been spending lots of time in our 2021 Toyota Prius Prime plug-in hybrid, from short trips to the store to 200-plus mile road trips. We really enjoy the sheer volume fit inside Prime's small package. A family of 4 is an easy fit thanks to a well-thought-out cabin. No cramps, no crunches, just comfort. We do wish some of the center stack touchscreen controls were a little easier to use, but that available 11.6-inch multimedia display is great for navigating unfamiliar towns. The 121 horsepower hybrid powertrain is surprisingly responsive. We often find the speedometer creeping up faster than expected.
We've been pretty diligent about making sure we keep the Prius Prime plugged in and charged up so we can use EV mode as much as possible. I mean, you get all the perks of an EV, a quiet, smooth ride, but it still has plenty of pep for around town driving.
Even without using this PHEV's 25 miles of EV-only driving, we are delighted at the fuel economy of 66.6 miles per gallon, a big increase over the 53.5 we tallied last period. That big leap was due to autumn leaf peeping road trips, with some 4,000 miles of seat time in 3 months. The Prius Prime is a culmination of Toyota's best hybrid know-how, and we're glad to have it in our long-term fleet. We'll check on the sleek Acura TLX on the next Motor Week long-term road test update.
We're always eager to drive, so let's get going with this week's Quick Spin.
Volvo has some pretty ambitious goals in moving toward electrification by the end of the decade. So just a year after they launched their fully electric version of the XC40 here in the US, Volvo is adding another full EV to their lineup with the 2022 C40 Recharge. We recently made a trip to Belgium, where the C40 is being built, for our first drive. The C40 shares its platform and most of its look with the XC40 subcompact crossover, the biggest departure being a very attractive sloping roofline and rear tailgate. EPA numbers aren't out yet, but Volvo expects a range of around 225 miles. DC fast charging should get you an 80% charge in about 37 minutes.
There's just so much power in this small vehicle. If I hang back a little bit, I'll decelerate. And then oh my God.
This twin motor powertrain is familiar to us by now, with a 78 kilowatt hour battery pack and 2 motors that each output 150 kilowatts. You'll see a whopping 402 horsepower and 487 pound-feet of torque for a very fun 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. All-wheel drive is standard.
So there's 2 regen braking settings here on the C40 Recharge. It's either one pedal drive or not. Those are your 2 options. And the one pedal drive is a true one pedal drive, which is really, really nice. I feel like most of the miles that I've been driving, I have hardly ever touched the brake, only really as a reflex when I've had to stop short. But other than that, I'll just sit at a stop without my foot on the throttle or on the brake. So it's really nice.
Inside, the layout is familiar to most Volvos, but instead uses leather-free materials. Plus, it sees Volvo's new partnership with Google. Google Maps, Assistant, and Play Store are all available and integrated within the function of the vehicle. Range anxiety should be at a minimum, as the map has a ton of information about public chargers, like what type of chargers are available and how many are currently open. The C40 Recharge starts around $58,000 before any tax incentives. They will only be sold online and are currently available to pre-order now for deliveries early next year.
This is our first outing in the 2022 Infiniti QX60 3-row luxury utility, driving through California's Napa Valley wine country. Just like the latest Nissan Pathfinder, the QX60's exterior moves away from its soft shoulder crossover shape and into a sleeker, boxier, more upscale silhouette. But there is still plenty of room inside with seating for up to 7. Power comes from a carryover 3.5-liter V6 engine that outputs an ample 295 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. But it is now paired with a new 9-speed automatic transmission that replaces the previous CVT.
Overall, it seems very impressive, whether it's on highways, whether it's on these curvy Californian roads, or even on inclines. It seems to perform like it should.
Inside just might be our favorite Infiniti interior to date. The center stack is very simple, with a 12-inch touchscreen that is mounted above the climate control panel. It uses haptic feedback that gives you a little vibration to confirm you've actually pressed something. Heated front seats and a heated steering wheel are standard, as well as a panoramic moonroof. Expect the QX60 to show up at Infiniti dealers late this fall with a starting price of just under $47,000. And we'll have more quick spins soon. When it comes to the Genesis luxury lineup, the G70 is their entry-level offering. And as such, you could argue it's their most important one as the gateway to the Genesis experience. So it needs to stay attainable, yet also wow buyers with what Genesis has to offer. So let's find out how well an updated G70 completes that mission. As a burgeoning luxury brand with only 2 SUVs in their lineup, Genesis is still putting a priority on sedans, evidenced by the fact that they're updating their compact G70 for 2022, even though this luxury sports 4-door has been on the market for just 3 years. And don't think it's a hasty redo of any flaws of the original, as this was the North American Car of the Year, as well as our Driver's Choice Luxury Sedan pick for 2019. Interior upgrades are subtle in appearance, but noteworthy in their execution. The driver-oriented control and dash layout is mostly the same, but materials are improved greatly, and it feels every bit as stately as its larger siblings. Today's luxury cars are as much about tech as they are leather and wood. So dash top is a new 10-inch HD touchscreen with navigation and over-the-air update standard. And no matter how many times we see it, the G70's gauge display is quite impressive. Like many in this class, the rear seats take a back seat, if you will, less space and somewhat less comfort than up front. Shortly after the G70 arrived, Genesis started a new styling theme. So for 22, it catches up with a new front end featuring their crest grille and now signature slim parallel headlights. That quad theme is echoed in the rear, and the overall result is that the G70 looks gorgeous from any angle. Only minor changes to the drivetrains. A 252 horsepower 2-liter Turbo 4 is standard, a 365 horsepower 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 with 376 pound-feet of torque optional, both available with rear or all-wheel drive. The sad news is that the 2-liter 6-speed manual transmission is no more. All G70s are now 8-speed automatics. Our 6-cylinder test car hustled to 60 in a quick 4.6 seconds at the drag strip. Ultra-smooth shifts ensured that power stayed consistent throughout the quarter mile, completed in just 12.7 seconds at 104 miles per hour. The G70 shares its platform with Kia's Stinger, a more than capable sports sedan. And we've had good fun in every G70 that we've had at the track. No changes to report here. It feels extremely agile for its size, with light, predictable steering and very little body roll. As gorgeous as it is, the most eye-catching aspect of all remains the G70's price tag, starting at just $38,570, with all-wheel drive a $2,100 option. The V6 starts at $43,145. So, if you're still into the actual experience of driving a luxury car, especially a sporty and extremely capable one, the 2022 Genesis G70 is seriously worth checking out, now more than ever. Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, for more Motor Week, including daily news updates, podcasts, and even complete episodes, cruise on over to pbs.org/motorweek. And I hope you'll join us next time when we'll see if Toyota's new Tundra pickup is ready for a Big 3 full-size rumble. Then we'll run a Jag through its paces, F-paces that is. Till then, I'm John Davis. We'll see you right here on Motor Week.
To learn more about Motor Week, television's original automotive magazine, visit pbs.org/motorweek. To order a DVD of this program, call 1-800-873-6154. Motor Week has been brought to you by...
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has helped people tackle mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial fields. From our original 4-core products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, Lucas Oil has developed over 400 custom products to help both professionals and do-it-yourselfers. To learn more, visit lucasoil.com. Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive.
You're shopping for tires online and you have questions.
I do.
We're TireRack.com and we have answers and tools to help.
Like our tire decision guide. It's, take a look.
TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
This program was produced by Maryland Public Television, which is solely responsible for its content.
You're watching PBS.